All right, so I got some really good news. So I was doing some digging here for you, and I found out that the gateway module that's actually part of or connected to the data link connector goes bad all the time. And not only that, if the vehicle is in a flood and this thing got wet, the gateway module is probably bad, and that would explain why you can't communicate with any module on board the vehicle. Now, what you could do, and I found this out as well. This is really interesting. So there's actually three different CAN circuits, separate CAN circuits, and 3 or 4 different separate CAN circuits on this vehicle connected to the back of the gateway module. Each of the CAN circuits are absolutely supposed to read 60 ohms of resistance, every one. So you said you have access to all data, right? So you could pull up a diagram of this communication circuit in all data and look at the pin numbers and look at these circuits, and you could go, for example, high speed 1, CAN positive and negative, are looks like pin 19 and 20 at the back side of this gateway module. So if you were to disconnect that connector, key off, obviously, maybe even the battery disconnected, ohm out that particular circuit, we should have 60 ohms. And then the same thing goes with the rest of the CAN circuits, should all read 60 ohms of resistance. And if all of that checks out good, then that would suggest that all the circuits are good, including the modules, and the problem is just that gateway module.
See, I had thought of the gateway module because in the past, the trucks that I've done a ton of them, if the gateway module was bad, then it wouldn't pull up any lights on the dash.
Right. What you could do is you could run those tests and check the resistance of all the CAN circuits, and then you'll probably find maybe 2 it doesn't have the 60 ohms on there, and then just go after that particular circuit, find out where in the circuit the resistor or the termination resistor isn't working, and try to break down that particular circuit to figure out which module or which direction we need to go in that circuit to find out which module is causing this problem or shorting out the rest of the circuit. But if they all check out good, I wouldn't go after any of the modules on any of the CAN circuits. I would probably just go after the gateway module, to be honest with you.
Well, so the gateway module, what would that, like, I guess, reference be? You got your PN, TPM, GWM, or whatever. I guess it would be GWM.
That's what it says in the diagram. GWM, gateway module A, GWM in parentheses.
There is a gateway. Maybe I can try and do the module configuration as built format.
I suppose you could try that.
But no, I'll do the once it quits raining. It's raining cats and dogs right now.
You got to stay dry. I know how that is, my friend. Well, all right. I just wanted to give you a quick call back and let you know, but I think that's the direction that you need to go in, my friend. I think the gateway module is probably going to be bad, but you can certainly run those tests just to check the rest of the CAN circuits to see if there's anything wrong with the rest of the circuits. But like you said, you replaced a lot of the wiring. So that would suggest, if anything, maybe some of the other modules, but if the resistance checks out good, that would suggest that there's nothing wrong with the circuit or the modules on each of the CAN circuits. So, but if you want, you can run some tests and just reply back and let me know what you find, and we can go from there.
And one other question: if the four-wheel drive module is bad, would that cause all these issues?
I think it can affect the rest of the modules. So what you could do, again, you could go to the four-wheel drive module and you could ohm out the circuits away from the four-wheel drive module, or jumper CAN circuit wires to complete that rest of the CAN circuit, and then recheck for communication with the rest of the modules to see if there's any difference.
All right, well, I'll do that. It's supposed to stop raining probably in the next hour or so, and then I can get to doing that.
Sounds good, my friend. Well, good luck, and let me know what you find.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.